Hi everyone. So this is the supporting collective processes video, and I have a few tips. I'm going to talk about Schuessler salts. Shortly, precisely, I hope. I am not going to describe every salt. It's 12 basic salts of Dr. Schuessler, and they are supporting our body. I will also give you a link so you can read specific information, how it helps our body and why would we even take it. So first of all, what is happening, what is probably happening to you or in your community? A lot of emotions are coming out these past months, and some of you may experience telepathic connection with other people and have even similar symptoms, or you can perceive other symptoms of other people you were thinking of or somebody else told you. It's absolutely fine. So it's like when you are becoming more and more intuitive, the portion on information is like cracking through the pot. The pot got a little bit cracked, and then that information comes to you. So not everything is yours, but sometimes you are participating in helping the collective to go in a better direction. And if you do, subconsciously or not, you could help yourself a little bit, assist yourself in it. And here are the little tips, because some of you may lose the sense of who am I in this process, or is it mine? Where's that coming from? Why I'm reminding myself, or why I suddenly remember things that were bothering me 20 years ago or in my childhood. What's going on? I thought I went through that. You went through all that, and you maybe had a therapy, maybe you cleared out some stuff, but the new portion of information collectively are seeking a way out so it can be cleared right now. So it's a lot of that. And the first tip for some of you that may perhaps be supporting is to ask yourself without answering yet, where is that coming from? Is it mine? From whom? Maybe my ancestor, maybe someone else. So you just ask the question and you look, when you just observe if you have a thought, emotion, a sensation about it, or your body responds a certain way, but you're not forcing the answer. The question is enough. The second thing is, when you are going through a lot of emotional turbulence or a pain body, it's likely that if it is yours, it's coming out. So it's good to support it with a command like what, name it. What are you releasing? Where is that coming from? So if something comes out from the childhood, or even now something is irritating you, bothering you, say, okay, this energy is coming out right now. And in the healing methods, you always use the opposition. So you are countering it with the positive emotion, with the positive thought, with something on the other side that is good, productive, positive. So it's more or less like you're putting a mirror. If the one cell is sick and you don't scratch this wand even more, you just put the mirror of the healthy one, so the sick one can look into healthy one and can get healthy again. That's more or less how it works. And also those of you who work with healing methods with hands, with quantum touch, Reiki, biotherapy, whatever you do there, there is this method that you also, if the cells are sick, not receptive, blocked, you put the hands a little bit above or below the sick part. Or also what you do, you're supporting both sides. So if the one arm is painful, you also do Reiki on the other one, because the other side takes also the sickness, supporting the side. It's like a mirror. We have this mirror within us. So these are a little bit of tips. And when you feel like it's clearing out, coming out, and you know what you are releasing, you name it already, there could be a certain emptiness coming afterwards. It's not a very wise idea to leave it unfulfilled. You may have this energetic sort of a hunger for something new, and this hunger could make people desperately to fill in with anything. And you know how it goes. If you fill it in with anything, you have no control what's going to come back. And it's very likely you draw similar negative emotions, experiences, and so on. So it's very good to give a positive command to replace it. The opposite, what is happening. So this irritation and that member of your family is coming out right now, you don't like that. Say, okay, this is clearing out right now. The positive command is I release it, and in that place, what kind of quality you would like to have in your relationship with people. So this is something to work on with yourself, or with a therapist, or with a coach, however you decide. Coming back, I think I gave you the tips with the Schuessler salt. If you have a specialist, it's the best to go to intuitive. That will help you out. And those salts are like our 4 elements. They are minerals that are already in our body. And if this function is a little bit messed up, then we get sick. It's homeopathy. You cannot go wrong with it. But of course, if you try to develop this intuitive approach and check which salt is for you, you can use the pendulum, you can use the cards, whatever you like, and also check that information with a specialist. Check it out. It's not a heavy drug, so you almost cannot go wrong if you pick, like, you know, one pill and it's working in very subtle ways. If you take more, then of course you may have a stronger reaction, but it's going to be a pleasant one. I am talking from my experience. So so you cannot go wrong almost there. But how do you pick? You have to see what salt, what is the potential of the salt. The most popular are D6, D8, D12, and what time of the day or times of the day is good for your structure, because the cells within your structure are then mostly receptive to that mineral. This is why your internal clock, your biological clock, not the general one, but your personal, is the most important for the timing. So Dr. Schuessler, he was born 1821, died 1898. And he was developing this treatment in homeopathy, and he developed this idea that diseases are caused by malfunctions within the cells, which in turn is responsible for imbalance of minerals. And he found out 12 different basic salts. The people that came after him added 13 to 27 salts that are also in the body, but if you work with those 12, it's absolutely enough. But of course, you can try it out more. And this absence of this mineral is also noticeable in a facial characteristics such as color, skin tone, and so on. And this is working on a subtle level, and it strengthens the cellular power and improves capacity to absorb nutrients in the body. So I will give you this link to this article, and I'm reading is for the from the actually German one, but it's translated into English, so it's a little bit easier for me. But I'm sure I will find other links, so we can go from salt to salt, because they basically help on so many levels distributing the oxygen into the cells. For example, salt number 4, calcium chloratum. And many people are lacking this fluid and they don't even know about it. This is the main issue, most of us. And some of them, they're working on the connection to the nervous system, digestion, hair loss. There is also, they called in a different names, for example, phosphoricum, kalium, natrium, silicea, so on. if I say it properly in English, of course. And so I will leave you that article, of course. Sorry for that. But just so the most important information is, if you study certain salt, it's still better to go intuitively. What do you need? And only reading the salt and coming by mind. But it can also happen that after reading, oh, the one particular salt will draw your attention mostly, and this is probably yours. When you pick a salt and you think like, okay, I want to take the whole 12 salts, it's not a good idea. The best way is to work with one salt at a time, and then after minimum 2-3 weeks, you can add supporting one. And then after another 2-3 weeks, if there is still a need, because it depends on the personal condition of somebody, you can add another supporting salt. If you're working with the practitioner, with the intuitive one, but it has to be intuitive. It's not like every doctor, every naturopath can do that. That's why it's good to learn how to fish, not always going to pay for it, which is nice. It's nothing wrong with that. But it's good to try to practice yourself with pendulum, with cards, to see and develop your own intuitive mind. It's also like with the food, like what kind of food is good for you, what not, because what is good for you, what is good for others, it's not necessarily good for you. Maybe you have allergies, maybe you cannot eat it. So this is the same way. If you have someone intuitive out there, yes, go ahead and do it. But if you just have a naturopath that just study and from the mind is choosing your salt, then you can do it better yourself. When you are practicing your intuition and using the pendulum and check your results, then verify it. You can also do it yourself and also ask for the results of somebody else, or also share this task with friends. So they ask for you with their pendulum, and then you see what was the same, what came out good, and what percentage you were precise. So these are the ways how you can work with the salts, and this information you won't find online. Anything else you will find online. So you will find exactly every description of those 12 basic salts, what they do. They are for everything, for the nerves, for the digestion, for the internal organs. And they work like every element we need: water, air, fire, and earth in our body. So it is, and it's also working in a subtle way. So it's not going to make you sick. You may have symptoms, but they're rather pleasant in your body than troubling you. So this is why the salts may actually help us now and support our collective cooperation with others, because a lot of you right now are perceiving and cleaning, energetical, working as a cleaners for other people who are not so conscious around you, and they are taking more time, or they don't see things you see, they don't perceive, they are not so deeply feeling as you. So the energy knows how to find you sometimes, and know that you are the only one who can deal with it. So you may have those specific dreams, and finding yourself in a different places, helping out people in your dreams. So it's good also to support your inner child in it and your own structure, so you can go through it more smoothly, nicer, and you do not have to suffer. Because a lot of you, if you do have this feeling of floating in tears or negative emotions for too long, and you analyze, you overanalyze, you're not exactly coming to the conclusion. And the mastery that we are developing right now is to stay in this negative state of mind only for the purpose of understanding and move on to the next. It's really not necessary to stay right now for months and months in those lower realms of our personal nightmares and so on. I know it can happen. I know it is happening, and some of the issues are stronger than others. So it takes some months, sure, but a lot of those things is not necessary, and you observe it with yourself. What took you longer time previously, now you move on. After 2 hours, you're good to go. You're relaxed. You work this through. You understood why something happened, and you move on to the next. So my idea is always to make it as nicer, as pleasant, and go through this teary time as smoothly, as nicer and calming as possible. But it's just me. So I'm looking forward to what you are going to tell me and share with me in this matter. I'm wishing you a wonderful, lovely day this time, whatever you are. Let me know how it is for you, and don't forget to get this subscription on my channel. I'm sorry to say, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you very, very much. And have a lovely time, whatever you are. Bye bye.